Have you ever been watching a game of baseball or playing a game of cards and said something like, "Oh, watch, this next batter is going to strike out," or "Watch, this next hit in blackjack is going to bust"? And then those things happen? Doesn't it seem like a coincidence? Or did you make that happen? This is what The Secret is all about. The Secret is a book written by Rhonda Byrne that looks into the power of thoughts through a spiritual and metaphysical lens. The book shares its title with a movie as well, which works in conjunction with the book to enlighten and educate those taking an interest in its principles. Byrne and her organization surrounding The Secret have fostered a culture and community which treats The Secret spiritually. She continues to compose books and produce other media and apps. The mission of The Secret organization is simple: bring joy to billions, as stated on their website. And it all centers around the original book as a sort of guide. The Secret operates off the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction is a belief that whatever one believes will come to fruition if it is communicated to the universe. Now, the central tenet behind The Secret is ask, believe, and receive. The Secret teaches that thoughts and their existence in the universe will interact, and the universe will rearrange itself to accommodate the needs or the wishes of the person's thoughts. While The Secret is partly responsible for popularizing the law of attraction, the origins of the term itself can be traced back to the early 1800s, but New Thought, another term for law of attraction, can be traced back even further. By focusing on a desire, one will instigate a reaction from the universe to meet the individual's needs, whether it be materialistic, health, wanting to feel better. A key piece of this thought process is that the universe is unbiased. So, if we assume that thoughts become reality, and that this practice makes sense, then all negative things people stress over and contemplate will also come to pass. The law of attraction is said to work both ways. By reorienting their thought processes, an individual can have whatever they desire, as long as they remain positive and unwavering to the thought of it. There have been other novels that have focused on this subject, including The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho and The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. Those are both novels that center around thoughts and their impact, but one short book that kept coming up in my research was a book called simply It Works by R.H.J. The book It Works was published in the 1920s and is only about 20 pages long. The main focus of It Works is goal setting. It does approach it in a spiritualistic sense in that everyone has the power to determine their future, and there's a hint of inner power and everyone is capable of achieving it. But it's really not the focus. The focus is setting goals, reviewing those goals, and not sharing them with others. Taking this back to The Secret, we can see how the ideas of manifesting the life you want acts as a spiritual practice. Making sure you focus and review your goals and desires daily can be seen in the likes of ritualistic prayer, where one replaces God with the universe. Instead of praying to a God for the things you want, you request a need or a want from the universe. Now, The Secret is not without criticism. Often The Secret is seen as a way to suppress feelings of disappointment and negativity. This can lead to a heightened sense of self-blame as well. By revealing to an individual that all of their suffering is of their own making, that The Secret creates an opportunity to foster negative happenings, can also foster self-blame and reduces the value of major issues such as poor health and poverty. This issue is addressed in the book Beyond the Secret by Lisa Love. In this book, she states, "The Secret statements regarding health seriously trivialize the multiple factors that lead to disease." Love also offers comment on how the law of attraction can validate more selfish goals and self-indulgence. Quote, "The law of attraction spiritualizes greed and materialism," end quote. Unfortunately, Love is also making this argument from a more Christian standpoint. she mentions replacing the law of attraction with an idea of the secret spirit or God. Instead of requesting things from a universe, you're requesting them from God. And the things you're requesting are for spiritual abundance, not for physical or material positivity. Nonetheless, love brings up important arguments of self-blame and the downplay of more serious issues like health, poverty, and so on. Taking this back to a more positive note, I notice a common theme between all these works, and that is goal setting. I was introduced to the book It Works by my dad earlier in high school, and most of what I got from it was goal setting. And I feel like that's the common theme that most people take away. But there's the opportunity to spiritualize goal setting. This is where I want to look at Jim Carrey. Now, I want to bring up Jim Carrey because his personal philosophy helps to bridge the gap between books like It Works, which are more about goal setting, and The Secret, which is more about metaphysical philosophy and how the universe is vested in your interests. What Jim Carrey does is he offers an in-between solution, which is to request things from the universe, but to not stop working towards them as well. So if you have a goal in mind, keep your eyes open for other opportunities and other doors to open, but don't stop working towards your goals. My favorite example from his life is when he wrote himself a $10 million check before becoming an actor. His family had lived in poverty for many years, and his goal was to be able to cash that check by 1995. It turns out that in 1995 he earned the role on Dumb and Dumber, which was his first large role, and he was able to cash that check after having it sit in his wallet uncashed for many years. He goes on to say in his interview with Oprah, when discussing visualization, his term for law of attraction, that you can't, quote, visualize and then go eat a sandwich, end quote. You have to keep working towards it, which I think is the most approachable method of this goal-setting philosophy, or law of attraction, or The Secret. Now, to bring this all full circle, The Secret comes off as a very individual form of spirituality. Other than certain icons voicing their affinity for The Secret, or law of attraction, there does not seem to be a large central structure, nor is there a large humanitarian focus to the teaching of The Secret. In at least the film, it is all centered around working towards individual needs, with the book and film and Rhonda's other books acting as their sort of sacred text. Thus, the Secret community is built up of people who have just encountered the book or film, or have been exposed to the culture and have begun practicing The Secret in their own life. The law of attraction is presented in so many different ways. A simple Google search will bring up hundreds of sites with similar philosophy and explanation for how the mind can control manifestation. The Secret takes the principles of thought manifestation and spiritualizes it for the individual in the hopes of them finding their own happiness. Thank you for listening. All the images featured in this video were pulled from Google image search. The stock footage was pulled from pixabay.com, and screenshots were taken from the Secret website.